Hello guys, it's NautoAce. And yeah, so surprisingly, first time I ever done something like that, basically using unique, or I guess I have to say it, fan service type visual in my vlog. Normally I kind of try to avoid those because, trying to keep it PG rating per se, but in this case I had to basically kind of give my opinion about it, and in my opinion the visual aid kind of it helped, so I had to basically use it. Well, it makes more sense, I know, but I mean, come on, I mean, it's not like it's full frontal and stuff like that, but I don't know if YouTube's trying to be PG because of the advertisers and crap like that. I don't know. I don't make money on YouTube, but that's a different story there. So yeah, it was something like that, and believe it or not, there's probably going to be another video that I'm going to have to use some unique visual aid, but that'll be in a later video in a different one. But you also notice I kind of use some image to sort of balance it out, so you guys are not fixated on the ooh type of picture. You kind of saw there's a character Broccoli from, of course, Neptunia. There's an inkling I just put in there just for the heck of it. Of course, one of them is a black cat, Morgana. I mean, there is a backstory why I did it. For, like I said, one is to balance out the visual aid, but the other reason is it's sort of a hint of my next vlog, and that is I want to give my first impression of Persona 5. Yes, this is gonna be both on my channel, the vlog, and maybe also my main channel, because I am talking about a video game, my impression, and of course in my main channel I'm starting to do a new segment called First Impression or Impression, so it's kind of like a crossover vlog and showcasing, but well, whatever. And the reason is, why are you playing Persona 5? Well, is it because Joker's gonna be in Smash because it was announced in the Games Award? And the answer to that one is, you're correct, yes. Ever since Joker was announced in Smash as the first DLC character, I'm like, alright, maybe it's time for me to see Persona to understand what this character is all about, because I know a lot of people did love Persona, but Persona was one of the famous games, whether it's in the PS2, 3, Vita, or 4. And of course, Persona 3 FEP, I think that's called, the improved version of Persona 3. A very popular game, a lot of people like it. And of course, Persona 4 Golden, an improved version of Persona 4, a new character, new story. Again, a lot of people reason to buy Vita because of Persona 4 Golden. And of course, Persona 5 because it's on the PS4, of course it's on the PS3. And of course, this March is going to be Persona 5R, but no one knows what that is yet until you gotta wait until March. So basically in this one, I'm going to give my thoughts on Persona 5, but you might say, wait, I thought you said you're going to do part 2 of the Ideal Factory censorship. That will be still coming, but I just want to take a side route and give basically some sort of early impression of Persona 5 in a vlog style rather, because of course if you know Atlas, they don't want to do any game scene. Now they're being lenient because the game is really old, but if I'm using the PS4 feature to record gameplay, then I can allow. I don't have any material or source that we're able to do outside recording. So there you go. That's like my secret. Haha. So with that, what is my early impression of Persona 5? What is Persona the series? So Persona the series is basically a spin-off to the Shin Megami Tensei whole franchise. So think of it as another side of the story that I think that takes place, of course, in modern times, and it's always revolved around high school student. The thing that I know, Persona 3, 4, and 5, because I have played those games to some extent, some of them, and some of them maybe a little bit, but I kind of get the gist of it. Not so much into the Persona, but I can see why people like the game. And of course, lately I've been playing Persona 5 because, like I said before, because ever since Joker was announced in Smash Bros. Ultimate, I'm like, alright, let's see what this Persona, because I bought the game. I got it on Black Friday like in 2017 for $15, and then I just never played it until now. So, but anyway, like I said, Persona is like it's a spin-off, and it always rounds around like suspense story. There's always like bad things happening, and it's up to this kid to go to the other world and fix all the problem. That's mostly the gist of it is, and it's always have something to do with transfer student. That's a funny thing. Basically, the basic formula. Even Persona 3, the main character goes to he was transferred. Persona 4, the main character experiment had to go work overseas, so he had to stay to this one city with his uncle, which is a cop. Again, basic premise there. Of course, Persona 4, popular game. And then in Persona 5. So basically, I'm going to try this as spoiler-free that I can. Just basically giving the basic premise of what Persona 5 is. Because the formula or the idea behind it is always the same, believe me or not. And that is, you always go to this other world and stop the demons, let's just say demons. And then you defeat the boss, and then something happens in the real world. It's kind of the same thing with this one here. So the basic premise is that, once again, the main character, there's a protagonist, and the name changes from different media from what I heard. But the game referred this person as Joker. Even Smash Bros. Ultimate, they said the name is Joker. And in his hometown, he was trying to be a good Samaritan, trying to save a woman from this drunken guy, but somehow, for strange reason, he basically was blaming him for assault on the guy, and he had a criminal record for the assault. So in his old school, he got expelled, so he had to transfer to another school. And throughout the game, the main characters have a record of a criminal. Even so, he doesn't look like a criminal, looks like a pretty boy, but hey, he's a criminal. Again, it's Japanese, it's weird. Persona's weird, so that's the thing. And throughout the game, of course, you team up with someone, they realize, hey, there's something wrong with society, and you gotta stop this quote-unquote bad adults. And a little bit of spoiler, but it's also foreshadowing. The guy that basically framed him, he has a big part of the game. Let's just say that. So that's the basic premise of Persona 5. So now I'm gonna try this. I want to explain my impression of the game, not so much with the story, like I said, I don't want to be spoiler. So now, what do I think? My first impression, the basic mechanic is kind of the same as the other two games. Basically, this is a little bit weird for people who don't know what Persona is. So, this is not your basic cliche RPG, world map, enemy level grind. Believe it or not, Persona game have time limit. So when you start a game, you know that there's a date, and that's not just for show. That every day you gotta do something, and that's the thing. So how it works is basically in the beginning of the game, they kind of give you the introduction of the premise of the game. So down the line, somehow by accident, you go to the other world. Let's just say that. Or in this case, in Persona 5, well, just a bit here. Well, I'm just gonna call. I don't want to call the name. Like I said, if you haven't played Persona 5, you should. It's fun. Anyway, I'll just call it the other world, and that's where you actually level grind. So the battle mechanics is just your turn-based, conditional turn-based. That's an old thing. Same thing with the other Persona games. And you can attack, use Persona. The magic there is called Persona. And then once in a while, if you have a chance, if you did a critical hit and you knock them out, you can actually do a famous thing that started in Persona 3 called an all-out attack. And it's a massive critical hit attack with all your players or your characters in the screen. And then sometimes if you're lucky enough, you can actually knock them out, win. And then when you win, you get money. And it depends on which game it is. I know in Persona 3, you get random cards, a Persona. I don't know quite yet Persona 4, because like I said, I did play 3 and 4 like barely. I'm just focused on 5. And in 5, there's a little bit changes from 3 and 4. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. One, the new system they added in Persona 5 is negotiation. Yes, your main character and your friend can do, if you knock them down the ground, you can do negotiation. Either one, they join you to become Persona, or ask for money or item. And this is a tricky part. Like, can you get improved with those skills? And yes, so that's the battle part for Persona 5. I kind of like it. Makes more sense. It's simple. So another thing also is, okay, there's no really world map. You don't really need that. But you walk around. This one is on, well, I think even the other game, it's a third-person view. So basically, you can rotate the map, walk around. And I think even, Persona 3 and 4, when you want to do like a preemptive attack, you just swing your sword and you hit an enemy. You kind of do that in part 5. However, because the theme is that the gimmick is way different. Again, spoiler there, but you'll understand when you play it. For the first time in the Persona game, there's a cover system. Yes, an RPG, you have a cover system. And kind of interesting. Not really perfect, but it kind of works if you know how to do it right. Yeah, in order to get a preemptive attack for Persona 5, is you got to do a cover system, and then when you're closer to the enemy, they'll give you there's like a indication that you can do it. You do the ambush, takes off. Because what here is you have to take off the mask. Because again, that's one of the theme is masks. Persona 4 was eyeglasses because you go again. Spoiler, but because each of the other world has its own theme. But yeah, Persona 4 is eyeglasses. Persona 5 is mask. So in order to reveal the true enemy, you have to pull the mask, and it's really awesome how it looks like. So of course, in the screen, you only play as Joker, believe it or not, or that's the main character. And yeah, that's his name throughout the game. When you play the game, you'll understand why he's called Joker. But yeah, so that's the name. But yeah, so it is interesting. It's kind of broken, the cover system. Maybe, unless if you know how to do it right. But yeah, but do you still swing your sword when you get near an enemy? Yeah, it is. If an enemy sees you, yeah, you can still do it. Get like the upper hand. But most of the time, it's all about you gotta hide, cover, and then if you close to an enemy, ambush them, get the mask off. So pretty interesting, I think. Yeah, that was actually interesting there, so I gotta give that props there. Alright, so that's basically the battle part of the game. So like I said, in Persona, this have it also, I think, also in the older ones, but like I said, I can vouch for 3 and 4, is everyday activity. You go to school, you hang out with friends, you get a job, you help other people. And in Persona 5, there are certain people that will help you, and they'll give you ability to able to get an advantage on the other world. So there's a guy that basically will help you with negotiation. Remember I said about negotiation? There's a guy who will help you that. There's someone who's going to help you get like bonus experience points. And then, of course, your teammate, the higher their quote-unquote friendship points, I'm just going to call that, they unlock new abilities that gives you the upper hand. So the key thing about this game is you can't just always go to the other world and just level up. You have certain ability in order to open them. You gotta do everyday life. You gotta make money, because again, you get a lot of the weapon shop. Let's just say it's expensive. You gotta hang out with your friends so you can unlock the ability. You unlock certain people to help you get an advantage if you go to the other world. So that's basically it. So sometimes you have to read, you have to study, work, make money, make friends. Because there is also a stat, you have a personal stat that you have to make it grow. The higher the stat is, or your characteristic, let's just say that. Yeah, there are 5 of them, and the higher it is, the better your character is. And again, it gives you an advantage there. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not really that convoluted when you start playing it, because in the beginning, like, the only reason I knew it was Persona, I remember that, but it's not really that convoluted, so once you learn about it. So the question there, is the game difficult? Well, in normal mode, it's possibility, but like I said, there is time to level grind. They do sort of balance it out. You can level grind, and it's not that bad. It's not that hard to get experience points, especially like I said, one of the characters that supports you will give you the ability to get bonus XP. So level grind's not that bad. There's also, like in the other world, there's also going to be a place you can do level grind. But you have to make sure that if you do that, you're trying to optimize it, because you only have a day to do it. And once you're done, or you say, I want to get out of the other world, that's it. And then it's the next day. And the only trick about this part of the Persona 5 is there are missions. Like there are story arc mission. And remember I said about the days are limited? Yeah, you will encounter when there's going to be a situation. You have limited days before you gotta achieve your mission. And I'm not going to say what it is, like what they are, but like I said, let's just say that a lot of the missions are, like the story, they're kind of F up. That's the reason why Persona 5 is an M-rated game. Like the story's good, but it's really messed up. Like society's messed up in this world, but the story's really good. But what happened is that they always going to put you in a time limit. You got certain days to do whatever you need to do, and then beat the boss before, well, days expire. I mean, that's what it is. I don't know if Persona 4 3 or 4 did that, but like I said, I played 5 more than the other two, so sorry. I mean, with Joker being smashed, that's the reason I'm playing Persona 5. I know. Alright, so overall about this game, is it fun? Is it better than the other two? Well, it is on the PS4 and of course on the PS3. So a lot of the mechanics have been improved. I think they even improved some of them. Again, I'm like halfway in the game right now. But yeah, it's not really that hard. I mean, it's not hard to understand. Navigating in Persona 5 in the real world is not really that bad. Leveling up, not going to be that hard. The enemies, if you play it on normal mode, you should be fine. As long as you level up and you have enough stock there. So like I said, but if you like clueless and you don't know what to do, then you might have a hard time, because Persona games tend to be hard, believe it or not. Even in normal mode, if you're not well prepared or you're not really level grinding, then yeah, you might have a disadvantage. But if you just do the everyday activities, you do level grinding, you should be fine. The key thing about this game is you gotta schedule your activities or your whatever. You gotta schedule it right. So they give you enough time to the situation, but again, it's up to you. But if you think it's hard, then, hey, it is what it is, If you think it's going to be hard, then you probably need to level up. You think you have enough days. They do kind of give you like a second chance there, but the thing is, like I said, the days through any situation, it's not that hard. I mean, if you plan it right, you should be fine. So, like I said, overall, it is, like, I have to say it's better than 4. Story-wise, it is interesting. It could probably, it could be part of the 4. I know a lot of people did say Persona 4, even Golden had a good story. Yeah, so bad, like I said. I mean, it is kind of equal there. So yeah, it's not a bad game in my opinion. I think you'll have fun if you learn the game, and if you just do it right, you should be fine there. So if I would give an impression score here right now, I would actually give it, believe it or not, an 8 out of 10. And the reason is, why the 8? Because the game is not perfect. The limitation might throw people off, and the game tends to be hard if you're not well prepared. There have been times that I'm not prepared and I got killed and I got to start all over. I mean, typical JRPG, that's what it is. So that's my impression of Persona 5. Been playing it, so if you guys see this game for cheap, I think right now it's $30. I managed to get it for $15 because it's Black Friday. Yeah, you should try it. Either the PS3 or PS4, whatever you have. I think the performance they're the same. I mean, that's it. I mean, another thing really, if you're going to use a PS4 like recording or share factory, don't bother. Atlas won't allow you, but that's a different story. I did talk about it. If you remember, links in the description box. So, yeah, that's my impression of Persona 5. An 8 out of 10. But before I end this video, there is one thing that I had to mention. I forgot to mention on the main part of the video, is that Persona 5, or Persona in general, is very, let's just say, Japanese-centric culture. So, for some of you who don't follow the Japanese culture, you might say, oh, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. That might be a bit turn off, but I can tell you that even so, it shouldn't be. Just think of it as just another world, like just instead of like in the world of Final Fantasy, it's just the world of Japan doing Japanese culture thing. That's where they say some like Golden Boy Week, or of course there's summers on like August, summer break, or they go to school on Saturday or uniform like that. I mean, if you've been watching a lot of anime, then you can understand it. But for somebody who just gets into Persona and not know about like anything about anime, then nothing about Persona or anything, you just started with this one. It's not really hard to follow. You'll eventually understand it, and then heck, you never know. Maybe then you'll understand more of the culture. So that's only a bit. Also, just a warning. It's not a downside. It is just very Japanese-centric culture. Not bad, because that's what the game says for. Like that's what the setup is. With that, I'll see you guys later.